Good, good. All right. And we're starting the show. Hello, everybody. It's Marauder morning, but I'm guessing you already knew that if you're tuned in, unless you're listening on that FM dial, in which case, this is Marauder morning, and we welcome you into the show. As always, I'm here with my two favorite guys. I guess I got to call you that every week now. It's Mark and Ryan. And you guys, without my knowledge, without each other's knowledge, synced on the wardrobe this week. So if you're watching on YouTube, Mark, you got that Celtics jersey on. Who do you have?
Tatum,
Jason
my
Tatum.
boy.
Yeah, that's the brand new one, eh?
Yeah,
All right. And
for birthday present.
Ryan's a little more local. Who do you have on? Got that
Van
Raptors.
Vliet.
Who's 23?
Van Vliet,
Oh,
baby.
Fred Van Vliet. Oh man, you might
Yep.
have to toss that one
I may
out.
have I may have to sell it. Yeah.
That's coming up later in the show. So stick around. We've got some great stuff on the docket today, and we don't want to waste any time. So let's move into our very first topic. This is a redo, maybe, or a redux of last week's topic of the Masters. And Ryan, you're our point man on Masters talk. So just give it to us straight. What went down?
Yeah. So I was just glad to see the Masters actually happen.
True.
An April tournament in November. So you've seen a lot of the debris from like the environment on the greens, but I mean I think they did a pretty good job overall of taking care of it.
Mm-hmm.
So Dustin Johnson, obviously, the winner.
Yeah.
Went 20 under on the weekend. And he set the all-time scoring record at Augusta, which is huge because
It's massive.
Augusta's no short stretch.
Yeah, and that's where they play the Masters every year, right?
Yeah.
Just for people who don't know. So that's the same course every year for, I don't know, how long have they been playing the Masters? 100 and
years,
some odd
yeah.
years, something like that. So it's not like he's setting the scoring record on, Toronto brand new golf course fancy thing. He's, he's going up against a lot of great all-time guys.
The best of the best have played.
Best of the best of the best.
Yeah, exactly.
What was the old record? Do you know that? I believe it was negative or minus 16 under to Tiger Woods, maybe?
I didn't check.
Yeah, I think the record is 16 under.
But it was Tiger. Or
Yeah. It was
I
a
think
tie,
Spieth.
right?
And then
Yeah, it was a tie,
and then
tie between Tiger and Spieth
Yeah.
from a few years ago. But Dustin Johnson just obliterating that record, which is fantastic.
Yeah, there's a couple of guys so just under him at I think they were 16 under, Cameron Smith and Sung Jae Im.
Yep.
Cameron Smith at 27 years old, he was the only player ever to score 60 every round,
Wow.
like ever. Like
Wow.
he didn't score like he every day he scored a decent round. And I mean, like, even he was surprised to hear the news because, I mean, as good as it is, I would think that somebody else would be able to like replicate that and
For sure.
think about how long it's been going on, and that never happened before.
Mhm.
That was pretty crazy too. And then Sung Jae Im he's 22. That was his first time at the tournament, and he had a chance to win it if Dustin Johnson wasn't in it. So it was pretty impressive to see them. So.
Yeah, and I mean, Dustin Johnson, for my money, probably your money and everyone else's money, is the best golfer in the world right now. You agree with that?
World number one.
Yeah, he's been, I don't know how long he's been ranked number one, but just about all this season, I'm sure, and most of last season, if I can remember right, he's been in that number one spot. So Dustin Johnson, setting himself apart. I mean, there's all those little tournaments. Bryson DeChambeau had a win a couple weeks ago, like we talked about. That's a guy we'll talk about in a second. Dustin Johnson has walked away with a lot of those wins, but when it comes to the Masters, if you can win the Masters, that trumps everything else.
Yep. And there was a couple guys like just behind him in the world rankings. I mean, Justin Thomas, John Rahm, Rory McIlroy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you guys have heard of them. They didn't shoot their best game. I know Rory, he had a tough first day, and then he really picked it up. I know John Rahm if you watch the tournament, there was one shot on Saturday or Sunday, and he just absolutely cut the ball so hard and ended up in the woods.
That's
and then tried to get out of the woods. And
this
then
is the guy who hit it across the water,
Yeah,
just in the practice round. Comes back and shoots it into a tree. Oh man!
So like these guys, they could have played better, but they obviously could have played worse. And I mean, even though they didn't win, you still get money for placing pretty high.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah, and I mean for these guys, it's it's not an all or nothing proposition like it is in other sports. You're playing for your paycheck, right? You're so even the guys who finish, a guy who finishes 20th, who maybe wasn't even supposed to be there and gets a nice little check in the mail is all happy, So golf is a little different that way, and I find that a little fascinating. Second, third, fourth, fifth, that can be just fine with some guys.
Some paycheck.
Yeah, but Dustin Johnson, man, if you haven't checked out his post-game press conference, that's just great stuff. He was super emotional. His brother is his caddy, which is awesome. They were out there together enjoying the day. Let's talk about the guys who didn't do so hot. Most notably, probably Tiger Woods and Bryson DeChambeau. Tiger winning it last year, and of course being Tiger Woods, we always have high expectations of him, and Bryson DeChambeau coming off a few important wins and a great season. Both guys totally shanking it, more or less. Ryan, what did you see out of those two guys? What went wrong?
Yeah, so just in my notes, I thought Morikawa and DeChambeau were going to do a lot better in the tournament.
Yeah.
But I think Morikawa, it's his first time at the tournament, so I think he has an excuse to be
sure
a little caught up in the nerves. But DeChambeau, I think he went in with the wrong mindset. He was constantly saying that due to his strength and his ability to hit the ball far, that he's seen the course as a par 67 when it's actually a par 72. So
wow,
if he was going off of that, he would have been a plus 18 or something.
Right.
So I think he didn't give Augusta the respect it deserves.
Absolutely.
And it kicked his ass, basically.
Yeah.
So
more or less. Yeah,
then,
I mean, Bryson DeChambeau maybe getting a little too big for his boots here lately, with some wins and some stuff like that, a little bit of notoriety and fame. I know he's a guy we've talked about every time golf has come up, because he's interesting and also because he's a really good golfer. But yeah, I don't know, maybe he just needs to, maybe this is a good opportunity for him to get back inside his own head and not worry so much about what people think about his big muscles.
Yeah, and Tiger, so they were saying that nobody went into the tournament with not just with the hype around winning, but with the hype around like changing the game of golf. And yeah. Tiger was like, oh my gosh, if it wasn't my name, it was DeChambeau's name being talked about.
Right.
And before the tournament, Woods went up to DeChambeau and he was like, look, the media is going to be the media. Just forget about it. Let it happen. Just play your game, focus on your stuff, and that's all you can do. So.
Yeah. I mean, Tiger. We talked about this when we were texting a little bit this week. Or I said it, I should say. I think he's done. I think this just about does it for him. He might hang around a couple more years on the pro circuit. After that, it's headed to the celebrity tournaments and stuff, where he can still collect those paychecks and play a little golf. But I think his time with the PGA Tour may be coming to an end.
Yeah. Also in my notes, I had two guys that really just absolutely lost it on Sunday, and Tiger with that the 10 on the scorecard in the par 3,
7 over par.
That's never something easy to do. But he did finish it up with 5 birdies in the last 6 holes.
He did finish okay.
But another guy is Abraham Lancer. I don't know if you guys ever heard of him.
No, I haven't.
He was paired up with Sung Jae Im and Dustin Johnson the last day.
Oh, wow.
Had a decent chance to win. I think he started the day off at 15 under, and he ended the day at 7.
Wow.
7 under.
Yeah,
So
that's a tough pairing. Yeah,
yeah,
playing up to his competition a little bit. Yeah,
definitely nerves and all that getting the best of you. So
right on. And then what does our our golf calendar look like here coming up? Anything else to look forward to soon, or is golf on a little bit of a hiatus?
I think golf's on a little bit of a hiatus. Everyone's
Right.
kind of tired from the Masters. Everyone takes a
Mm-hmm.
break and recharges, and so I don't actually know the next tournament.
Right.
So
Well, there you go. That's a little recap of the Masters, just to give everyone some information who didn't see it. Dustin Johnson, congratulations to him. Well deserved, and sponsored by the Royal Bank of Canada. So we love him. There we go. Just wanted to get that in there so everyone had it. But now we're going to move on to what should take the bulk of our show. We're talking about the NBA draft. And we're not doing this in any particular way. This isn't going to be a complete recap of the whole thing. I don't think we can get that done in the time we have. So we're just going to talk about some of the notable things. And I figured we'd talk about the first 3 picks just a little bit quickly. Not too many surprises with those first 3 guys. I think if you had gone to anyone a month ago or a couple weeks ago and said it's going to be Edwards, Wiseman, Ball, I don't think there would have been too many surprises or too many shocked faces with that one. Let's start with Anthony Edwards. What do you guys like about him, or what do you not like about the number 1 overall pick going to the Minnesota Timberwolves? Mark?
Yeah, I think it's a great fit. Out of the 3 of those guys, because the 3 of them had to go top 3, like Wiseman, Ball, Edwards. I think he's the best fit for the Timberwolves. Like the Timberwolves already have Cat and D'Lo, so they don't need another guard. So yeah, from just watching some brief like college film, he's really athletic, solid shooter, great finisher around the rim. So hopefully he's good. I mean, it's always tough to gauge how these young guys will perform in the league. So
yeah, I'm really hoping that Minnesota can get it together and be good here soon. And I agree with you. I think Anthony Edwards is a really good fit for them there. He's a guard like D'Angelo Russell, but I mean, it's a 2 or 3 guard league now. You need multiple guys who can handle the ball and shoot and make plays. And he's a different kind of guard to D'Angelo Russell, like you mentioned. He's an athletic rim attacker. D'Angelo Russell likes to play around the perimeter a little bit more. So, yeah, I like the fit here at
he's
number
pretty
1.
tall as well, I think.
Yeah, he's 6'5" or 6'6", maybe, in that area. What was that?
6'3".
6'3". Oh, okay. He's a little shorter than I
6'3"
thought.
Really?
and 235. So my man is he's a truck.
Wow. Yeah, he looks bigger than that. He's a big guy, 235, like you mentioned. But yeah, I thought he was taller than 6'3". Ryan, what do you make of Anthony Edwards at 1 overall?
I seen it coming from a mile away. I was laughing at the people that were saying LaMelo Ball was going to go first overall because Minnesota just doesn't need him. They don't. No. They have the point guard of the future, and I think he fits with Russell and Towns like perfectly.
Yeah,
they're like the young big 3, and it's kind of nice to build a big 3 through the draft because then if it works, then you can just keep them around. You don't have to trade picks for them.
Yeah.
I think it's huge.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's too much to say. NBA draft is so much of a wait and see thing. All we can, lots of guys barely have any tape out there. Anthony Edwards never played on national TV with Georgia, so nobody ever got to see him. The next guy, James Wiseman at 2, only played 3 games in college before getting kicked out. So I mean, there's barely any tape on these guys. LaMelo Ball has tape in like 9 different locations, and he looks different in all of them. So you don't know what you're getting. But let's focus here on James Wiseman, number 2. Guys, the news coming out early this morning, late last night. Maybe we'll have more on it by the time this episode airs. But it looks like Klay Thompson has severely injured his Achilles tendon and will likely miss the majority of the upcoming season and maybe the rest of his career, guys. This might be it for Klay Thompson. Should they have selected LaMelo Ball or their favorite guard at number 2? Or do you like the idea of sticking with James Wiseman and then you get a guy, Nico Mannion, in the 2nd round? Mark, what do you think of the move here?
Yeah, I think it was the smart pick. I mean, just the way that Wiseman plays, like he runs up and down the floor, athletic, big, so that fits into like the way the Warriors play. I mean, they're a run and gun team. Like they have Steph, and just play very fast paced. So they need the bigs running the floor. I don't think it would have been a good idea to get a guard in the draft. I feel like they can get a more experienced guard if they do need one through the league. So yeah, definitely a good pick for them.
Yeah, Ryan.
I think James Wiseman was the perfect pick. He's a massive dude. He's 7'1" with a 7'4" wingspan.
Huge
guy.
And I think it's about time that Golden State kind of prioritized like their centers. Kind of went like they have enough shooters, they have enough of the talent. I mean, just focus on the position that you've been lacking on. So I think it was a good pick. I don't see how Ball would fit into that system.
No, I don't see it either. LaMelo Ball is going to be such a high volume ball handler. And I agree with you guys. I think NBA draft is such a crapshoot that you always have to go best player available. Because with basketball, you can put just about any 5 guys on the court you want. Look at the Houston Rockets last year. They, had that short lineup of guys. So if you have your 5 best basketball players, you can find a way to make it work in most cases. So yeah, I don't agree with chasing need here either. Obviously, we have to wait and see with Klay Thompson and what that's going to look like. But yeah, I agree with you guys. You're not going to be able to replace Klay Thompson immediately, so you might as well be building for the future.
Yeah, it's a big loss. That sucks for him.
It's huge, man. Klay Thompson, there's nobody in the NBA that I respect more than Klay Thompson. The way he's played, the way he's existed alongside Steph Curry, just the way he's stuck through it. He's had, people don't really realize it because it just never became a discussion, but he's had multiple chances to leave this team. 2 years ago, I remember he was thinking about going to the Lakers with LeBron, or there were rumors about him going to the Lakers with LeBron, and that never caught any traction. You can think of so many different chances he's had to go be his own guy with, any number of crappy teams. But he stuck around, and I really respect Klay Thompson, and I'd love to see him back in the game. But ACL tear followed by what is likely an Achilles tear in separate legs. It's, man, I just don't.
Those are like the 2 worst injuries.
That's for a jump shooter. I mean, he's not a center. If this was a center, DeMarcus Cousins tore his ACL or his Achilles in 2017 or 2018 and was just never the same guy. Yao Ming hurt his knees and was never the same guy. So centers are really done. Klay Thompson, we'll just have to wait and see what it looks like. But I would really, really love to have him back in the league. And then let's talk about the number 3 pick. Notorious LaMelo Ball going with the number 3 pick. I'll just throw it to you guys. I mean, it's LaMelo Ball, man. Everyone's heard the 1,000 different things. Whether you think he's going to be the greatest thing ever or the worst thing ever, kind of depends on who you talk to and what day it is. Mark, what's your opinion on LaMelo Ball?
Yeah, I think it's a good fit in Charlotte. The small market is good for him just because he's so popular at such a young age. Just because everyone's known him for such a long time, I think that he's definitely matured a lot, which I respect. And I don't know how that translates to the court. Hopefully he, as a point guard, you have to be a leader. So hopefully he has those leadership skills. Yeah. But yeah, for Charlotte, I mean, a lot of young guys, a young core, like Devontae Graham, Miles Bridges, PJ Washington. Those are all guys that will run up and down the floor. And that's the way LaMelo plays. Like, it's very fast paced, throw those outlet passes. So I don't know, but also Michael Jordan doesn't have a great history in drafting good players. So
no, he does not. And that's where this discussion kind of hits a fork in the road, is whether or not you believe that LaMelo Ball is a good player. Do you believe that the Michael Jordan-led front office can actually draft good players? Yeah, like you mentioned, quote unquote, everything's a core. Every team has something they can call a core. And with Charlotte, that's Devontae Graham, Miles Bridges, and a bunch of other guys who nobody knows. I don't know. We'll see. He looked kind of, I don't know. He looked happy. His family looked mad. And I just want to go, shut up. Like, shut up.
LeVar looked pissed.
LeVar looks so mad. You can tell he wanted him to go to, I don't know. Don't care. LeVar, shut up. I'm not going to give that guy any thought. But, yeah, I do agree. This small market team is going to be better for him. He'll have a chance to handle the ball. Everything that everyone says he's so good at and so great at, he'll have a chance to prove, and there's no excuses for him here. Like there were no excuses for Lonzo in LA, but they still found a way to make excuses, and I think they'll do that again. And I think that LaMelo Ball will be looked back on as maybe the worst lottery pick in this draft. I just don't see it. The passing is obviously elite. That's great. I understand it. The ball handling is not special. He can't shake guys. He can't get around guys. He can't even get around bigs in the Australian League. So how is he going to do it against, I don't know, Blake Griffin? So I don't see it. The maturity just scares the heck out of me. It really, really does. He's just grown up with the silver spoon in his mouth. And I don't see it. I don't believe in it. I don't understand it. But then you get to the conversation where what's after him in the draft. And you're asked the question, what would you have done instead? And I don't really have an answer for that. I think there's a big drop-off after number 3. What do you guys think? Is there another pick that possibly could have been made by Charlotte here, or is this just absolute no-brainer?
Yeah, I don't really see where else you could have gone. But I think just like bouncing off of what you're saying, I think if he wasn't so big in the media and if LeVar Ball wasn't as big of an idiot as he is, I don't think we'd be sitting here and talking about this. Like I think if he had someone to level him out and like ground him when he was younger, I think his skill is there. I think he was one of the most skilled guys in the draft. But yeah, I know maturity is definitely a questionable thing. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't get it. Mark, take it. What do you think?
It's like you compare it to John Morant. John Morant's probably like the best point guard you can draft. Like grew up
for sure in today's day and age,
struggling and like
character A+.
So like
exactly. Ball handling A++. Better shooter than LaMelo Ball. Better passer. Maybe not a better passer. I don't know. But John Morant is a very capable passer, and LaMelo Ball is not a capable shooter. I saw flashes from John Morant of good shooting last year, and you turn on any of the Australia tape and you watch LaMelo Ball hit that crazy jump shot. I mean, if you guys, where was that taught to him? Where I don't know. These ball kids have been everywhere, college and a great high school, and somehow they've just got this POS jump shot that Lonzo hasn't really fixed in his 4 years in the league. He's still not a good shooter. And that's the other thing. Everyone goes, oh, well, we've never seen a LaMelo Ball before. Yes, we have. It was 4 years ago, and his name was Lonzo Ball, and they're related. It's the same guy. They can't shoot, elite passer. Lonzo's a fine player with the Pelicans. But he's not great.
He's improved a lot. No doubt. But LaMelo, I don't know. Like, do we really expect him to be this all-star, great, dominant player in the league? No, yeah, I don't know. I compare him to like John, like Luka, like those two guys, like at their age, those are like, they're the ones that should be bringing all this attention. Like
absolutely,
LaMelo and Lonzo, like they deserve it, or like they get it because of their like, family and their like media and stuff. But like just based off play and their basketball, it's like you really don't deserve this much attention, and you're really not like that good. Like Luka and John Morant are that good. Like they can lead a team to the playoffs in their first 2 years.
Yeah, it's a great point to make. Like if LaMelo comes out in last year's draft, if he's a year older, he's not going ahead of Zion. He's not going ahead of John Morant. He's not going to get ahead of RJ Barrett. Maybe he goes fourth in that draft, but again, that's just because of a big drop off of talent and potential. So I don't know. I just don't see the LaMelo Ball thing really working out in Charlotte. There's no veteran there to help him mature.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Michael Jordan, but
yeah, Michael Jordan, but he was never Captain Maturity.
Get him into gambling.
yeah, right. Literally. Yeah, he's gonna take him to the casino. Yeah, that's the only reason I like the Golden State idea, was you get him in there with Steph and Clay and maybe shape his butt up and keep LeVar out of the building. But yeah, it's a wait and see thing. I could be proven very wrong, and I'd be happy to be proven wrong. I'd love it if he was the great flashy superstar.
Hey, you got some strong opinions of the Ball family, eh?
Duncan hates them.
I'm just so confused by this, like, oh, what's LaMelo gonna be? We've never seen this before. And it's like, yeah, we have. And we've been through this before. And I'm just so shocked that nobody learned anything. None of these ESPN guys learned anything the last time around with LeVar and the Ball family. So, yeah. And fingers crossed for LiAngelo. We're still going to get you up there, bud. Yeah. That one's not going so great.
OKC or something?
He's with the G League.
Yeah.
And he's going to remain there for a while.
Yeah.
All right, that's enough LaMelo Ball. That went on. We talked about LaMelo Ball way longer than I wanted to. But he's a divisive figure. Let's move in. I want to talk about maybe just one from each of you guys. Someone picked outside those big name top three that you really like the player, you like the fit, you like what's going on with the pick. Mark, give it to us first.
I think he was drafted 7th, but Killian Hayes.
Killian Hayes, yes.
Yeah,
good pick.
I watched some film after he got picked. I didn't know who he was.
Mm-hmm.
He's good.
He's really good.
He's got like the lefty moves a lot like a Ginobili. I know that's who they're comparing him to, like Ginobili Harden.
Right.
Like they compare all left-handed players to Ginobili Harden. But the way he plays, it just looks smooth. It looks like he's confident as a guard, passing.
You can tell he's a guy who's been playing basketball and grew up with basketball and just has it in his DNA, right? Yeah. I know Kevin O'Connor of The Ringer, who I was watching for most of my pre-draft coverage, had him as the number one guy for a while. Yeah. And I was like, okay, getting clicks. But I did go and watch some of them for myself, and I'm really impressed with what Killian Hayes brings. Tell us what you like about him.
Yeah, I was watching his pick and roll play, which I know is big in the NBA. Just his decision making and his ability to shoot if needed, and his ability to pass, like throw those lobs that like Harden does a lot just at the rim.
Yeah.
Or to pass it to the corner three. I think those are simple plays, but they're hard to read, especially at a young age. And he just looked like he was doing it easily, and he was playing in like the European. I don't know where he was playing.
He was playing in the German league. German league, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and like there's something about like these young kids playing against grown men that like should attract.
It helps. Yeah, man, like, I think all these guys should start going over to Europe, because it just seems like everyone comes out of there with a way better basketball IQ, way better physical traits, and they just like you said, they match up with grown men. Now, what are your concerns with Killian Hayes? I know for me, I kind of flagged that jump shot, maybe not A+.
Yeah,
it's just it's okay right now with the jump shot. But again, you can't say it enough times. These guys are like 18 and 19 years old. They are not even close to fully like physically developed or anything. I mean, Killian Hayes looks like he's 12. So
looks young.
Yeah, he looks young. So I doubt he plays this year. They'll probably just put him in the gym and let him work on his jump shot.
What team did he go to?
Detroit.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Detroit with the 7th overall pick, I believe. Detroit just seems like another one of those graveyards for draft picks.
Maybe he's the uprise.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see with Detroit and Charlotte and teams like that. But good for Killian Hayes. I was surprised he did end up going that high, but happy for him. All right, that was Mark taking Killian Hayes as his notable draft pick. Ryan, we're going to go over to you. What were you surprised by?
Yeah, so a guy that dropped tremendously in the draft for me was RJ Hampton.
Mm-hmm.
That guy, I remember last year, I think it was, or whenever the LaMelo Ball, RJ Hampton debate was huge.
Yeah.
They were said to go 1 and 2, and yeah, I mean, he had a tough time in the NBL. Just looking it up, and then he sustained a hip injury.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, like to go from you're expected to go like either first or second and then drop all the way down to 24th.
Mm-hmm.
And then not only that, so he got drafted by the Bucks, and then he was traded to the Pelicans, and then he was traded to the Nuggets all last night.
Oh no, keeps getting demoted.
Yeah, he's being tossed around. So yeah,
man, yeah. If you'd been on Twitter like this time last year, you could have been convinced that it would have been Hampton, Ball, Wiseman, lock it in as the top 3 picks. And yeah, what do you think happened with him? Just the tough NBL season. LaMelo Ball didn't have the most spectacular season. Guys like, I think his name is Patrick something, the guy from Florida State, came off the bench last year. So guys are willing to look around. Not great production. What do you think happened with RJ Hampton?
Yeah, I just think it was a combination of having a tough NBL season. Yeah, he only averaged like 9 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, there's that, and then I mean, injury. I mean, anytime in a draft you see a player get injured, their stock automatically drops down unless you're like a Connor McDavid or
right.
a Zion or something like that. So
right. Yeah, Mark, what do you think of RJ Hampton?
Yeah, I didn't know those were his numbers in the NBL. That's pretty disappointing. Was
Yeah,
that because of injury, or he was just like?
No, that was his. Those are his numbers in 15 games, and then yeah, and then he got the injury. Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, I know I watched a bunch of YouTube videos of him in high school.
Yeah,
and like he's pretty crazy athletic, and he has potential for sure. But
for sure,
I think the Nuggets could be a good fit. They have a good history of picking up these like slept on guys.
Absolutely.
Like Michael Porter and like Bol. So
yeah,
hopefully it works out.
Yeah, they've shown a good developmental system there in Detroit. Yeah, maybe the Bucks aren't a great place for him because they're trying to win now, and he probably won't get a lot of playing time. But the Nuggets, yeah, I could see them working him in off the bench. Guys like Michael Porter Jr. and Bol, who you mentioned, started seeing a little bit of time last year. So maybe RJ Hampton starts to get that treatment. And
Michael Porter Jr. played like really well in the playoffs.
Really well. Yeah, they stashed him for quite a while. He was coming off that injury, hip injury or knee injury, something like that. And they stashed him for a while, but he's looking really good. So maybe a similar thing coming for RJ Hampton. My guy that I want to talk about is Precious Achiuwa from Memphis, one of the best name in the draft. And a guy who was a part of that Penny Hardaway Memphis super team, quote unquote, that they were building down there at the University of Memphis that never really ended up happening. James Wiseman leaving after 3 games. Precious Achiuwa was kind of disappointing after that, but he's going to the Heat, which is a great spot for him. They don't really have a need down there at forward, but I think he's a guy that fits right into their culture, fits right into their system, and when you surround him with guys like Bam Adebayo, I'm sure Dwayne Wade still lurks around the building there. Udonis Haslem, I think, is still around there in a wheelchair somewhere.
Yeah,
he just signed a contract.
Oh, right on. Yeah, they're gonna put him in a wheelchair on the bench and let him watch all the games from the sideline. But he's gonna fit right in there. Obviously, a very disappointing season for Memphis and for himself. But Precious Achiuwa, just the ceiling and getting him down there. I think they got him at number 20. I should have wrote that down in my notes. Number 20. I think that's a great value pick for a team that's coming off a finals appearance. So only getting better and better are the Heat.
Apparently, he's the most athletic player available in the 2020 draft.
Yeah, I believe. Well, Anthony Edwards, I'd probably give that edge. But Precious Achua, if you're drafting just for body type, he might have been the number 1 overall pick. I'm really excited about what he can do down there in Miami. They'll probably work him in slowly, just like everyone else in the draft. But yeah, Precious Achua. Do you guys have anything on that guy? No.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into him though. He
sounds pretty
intrigued.
good.
Yeah, you should check him out. This is another thing. If you'd went on Twitter last time, Precious Achua was one of those guys, guaranteed lottery pick. And yeah, that the Memphis Penny Hardaway thing just didn't work out as planned. But yeah, I like his upside a lot.
Yeah, AAC Player of the Year honors.
Yeah. Anything else? Well, that's the American. What is it? I don't know. It's the American something conference, which has nobody else in it. So I don't think it's that hard to win the AAC. It's not like winning SEC Player of the Year. No disrespect to the AAC. But they don't have Florida and Ohio State or any of those schools. Duke. It's not like that. All right. Anything else you guys want to hit on as far as NBA draft goes?
A lot of trades and a lot of emotion.
Yeah, I was surprised by the trades. Yeah,
I'd written down.
I thought the trades were going to be kind of next to nothing this year. We saw that in the NFL draft. Guys just kind of got spooked by teams got kind of spooked by the pandemic stuff and the change in format. But I think the NBA's had time to watch the NFL and other leagues do their drafts, and they're probably more prepared for it at this point. But yeah, I was surprised by the amount of trades. Trades make the NBA draft fun. It's kind of boring without them once you get past the first few picks. But yeah, I was surprised.
Yeah, like after the 15th pick, like just going through all the trades, it's literally like drafted by, traded by.
Yeah.
Drafted by, traded by.
Yeah, I always wonder what the communication's like with the players. Like if they know right away that they're being traded. We've seen a couple videos where guys are on the stage doing their post-draft interview, and someone walks up, taps them on the shoulder, and hands them a new hat, and they go, "Okay, I guess I'm playing for these guys." So I always wonder how much they get told. Whether a team goes, "Hey, we're going to draft you, but we're it's not us. We're trading you somewhere," or I don't know. I've always been really
drafted
curious.
by the Lakers, and then you get traded to like I don't know, like Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah, you gotta go play with LaMelo Ball.
Gosh.
Yeah. NBA draft is always such a crapshoot. I mentioned the Ringer earlier. They've been doing a cool exercise where they've been redrafting all the NBA drafts since 1996 on
with Bill Simmons'
podcast.
Yeah.
And
interesting.
It's so funny because they get through 3 picks and then they go, okay, and now it's garbage. Like, I don't know why that happens, but there's always going to be a guy that pops up late round we don't expect. Steph Curry, Damian Lillard, Bradley Beal. Those guys
Love
are in
stories.
every draft. Yeah, those
Fred
are
VanVleet,
Mr. Undrafted.
undrafted.
Yeah.
Henrik Zetterberg.
If you're wrong sport.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of Fred VanVleet, let's go on to that. We're talking about the NBA offseason movement that's happened so far and some stuff that might happen. Let's just go real quick through some deals that happened, and really quickly, you guys just tell me whether you liked them or not. Phoenix receiving Chris Paul, the point guard, in exchange for Kelly Oubre, Ricky Rubio, Ty Jerome, and Jalen LeCue. I don't know his name, so he doesn't matter. Ryan, resident Suns fan, you have a bromance with Kelly Oubre, I know, but you're getting CP3 in return. How do you feel?
Kind of a bromance for Devin Booker more, but
yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at it, and Oubre was injured during the whole bubble 8-game win streak.
Yeah.
So, I mean, having him gone doesn't really mean anything. They can win without him. And then you give up 3 point guards. I mean, Rubio is nice to have, but the other guys are just rookies. So you give up 3 point guards for an all-star point guard like Chris Paul, and they're already in the gym together. They're already working.
Yeah.
So they're already training, and I like it. And the draft picks, if the plan works out, they don't need those draft picks. So.
No. That's the thing with these NBA trades. It's like, oh my God, this team gave up XYZ pick and this guy and this guy and this guy and this guy. It's like, okay, but if Chris Paul works, you don't need any of that. And those picks aren't going to matter. Mark, real quick, what do you think?
My thoughts?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be good. I know Chris Paul really took care of that young group in OKC.
Absolutely.
Really led them to where they were at. So it looks good for this young Phoenix team if he can do the same thing, kind of take Devin Booker under his wing. And Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton, both like certified hoopers. So
that's a legit three they've got there. And
good.
Yeah, I think if this trade had happened a year ago, we might have had some of those concerns about what Chris Paul could do with the young lineup and whether it would work. But after the year in OKC, I'm sure you guys agree, but I've got none of those concerns. And especially when you put him with a guy like Devin Booker, his assist numbers are just going to be great. And I expect that offense to run through him, Devin Booker playoff ball, which is perfect with me. I'm excited for this.
OKC should go back to the NCAA. These guys have so many young guys.
Yeah,
all these future draft picks.
Yeah, they could. Their scouting department better be ready to do some work because they've got about 45 picks in the next. I think they own every single pick in the 2022 NBA draft right now. Literally. I think everyone's calling OKC. Yeah,
they only make OKC hats for the draft.
Right. Oh, speaking of that, we got to go back. Did you guys see that box that all the draft picks got with all the hats in it?
No, I didn't.
Man, every draft pick got sent this really cool NBA box that had all 30 hats in it, and that's what I want for Christmas. I just thought that was really cool.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, you should go look it up if you haven't seen it. It's awesome. But anyway, that's off topic. Let's get back to our next deal that went down. The Lakers. Dennis Schroeder is coming to LA, and they're sending Danny Green and a 2020 first, which ended up being like the 27th pick or whatever. Doesn't matter. Lakers getting Dennis Schroeder. I give this an A+. I love this. I think Dennis Schroeder, super underrated guy in his time with Atlanta, coming off the bench, and underrated in OKC, coming off the bench for Chris Paul, and I think he probably starts for this team. I think he's ready to start. And the pressure is just all off when you've got Anthony Davis. I mean, Anthony Davis is a free agent, but he's coming back. That's the worst kept secret in basketball right now. It's just another guy. It's a proven, legit, quality starter. All you have to do is pass the ball to LeBron and Anthony Davis and cash your check at the end of the day. What do you guys think?
I don't like it.
You don't like it? Good.
I don't.
A little dissension. I love it.
I like that they gave up nothing for him, and I like Dennis Schroeder as a player. I think he's going to do his job. But why did they get Daquan Cook if they're just going to get Dennis Schroeder to replace him? Daquan Cook in Golden State, I had literally thought eventually he was going to take over the starting role from Steph. And then they traded him, so he went to the Lakers, and then I was like, okay, once Rondo is gone, he's going to be the starter. But then now they get Dennis Schroeder.
Quinn Cook. Yeah, I was like, who the heck is Daquan? I was about to Google. Yeah, Quinn Cook. All right, yeah. I mean, Quinn Cook,
he's good, man.
He's okay.
He went to Duke.
Yeah, he went to okay. I mean, everyone goes to Duke or Kentucky.
He's a good shooter.
We get it. Yeah, he's a good shooter. He's fine. He's okay.
I don't know, man. I just don't. Yeah.
Quinn Cook is off the bench for you, and that's fine. But Dennis Schroeder is your starter. Rajon Rondo's not coming back as a starter. So I mean, you need depth. If you want to say that Quinn Cook is as good as Dennis Schroeder, then at least you got some options and some depth, because who's behind those two guys at point guard, right?
Nobody.
Yeah. No, I do like Quinn Cook. I also thought he was going to be the next big thing in Golden State, which didn't end up working out. But yeah, I enjoy his game. I think he works well with LeBron. If LeBron wants to handle the ball, Quinn Cook can play off ball and shoot and all that. So maybe Dennis Schroeder does come off the bench. Maybe they split time. But I love the heck out of this one. And I think when you're a title-winning team who can add another quality starter, for Danny Green and your 2020 bottom of the bucket first round pick, A+.
Yes.
Mark, what do you think of Dennis Schroeder?
Dennis Schroeder's going to be great. I think
There we
he
go.
had like one of his best seasons last year of his career.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he should be totally fine. I think it was hilarious that Danny Green's just getting tossed around.
Yeah.
I think it's so funny.
Yeah, we're going to get to that. Our next one is the 76ers receive Danny Green and Terrence Ferguson, and OKC receives Al Horford. And, oh man, I was so happy as a Philadelphia 76ers fan to get Al Horford's fat stinking contract off the books. He's due. He's like 33 years old, 34, something like that, and they gave him a max contract or something close to it. He's got 3 years, 140 something million left. And thank God Daryl Morey was able to offload that on someone.
Oh, man.
And they got Danny Green in return, 76ers. So that's fine. This was just a salary dump. I'm happy just to get Al Horford off the books.
Yeah.
I
think they're going to end up trading Danny Green as well.
I don't know. I think they keep him. I think you like to add a little bit of shooting, like beside Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. You know, any shooters you can get. I think that's what Daryl Morey's trying to do, and what he realizes you need to do, which the last front office regime completely missed out on, which was you got to put shooters around. So I don't know. Danny Green is Danny Green. He's not going to do anything special for you. He'll shoot some threes and he'll do whatever. So Danny Green on the 76ers for now. Do you guys have anything to say about this deal? It's pretty cut and dry.
Yeah, I think
garbage.
that Horford was good before Philly.
Yeah.
But I think it was the coaching, and I think coaching.
Oh, your microphone just crapped out. Someone's just made us.
You got me now?
Yeah.
Or
you back?
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like Horford in Boston.
Super good. I loved Horford
Super good.
in Boston.
Yeah.
And like watching the playoffs last year, Horford was just chilling in the corner for Philly, and like they did not have him doing anything.
I think he probably gave up after realizing that he's never going to get anywhere near the rim with Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
Weird
group of guys.
Yeah, it was just such a weird fit. Like, what do we need? Not another big man. All right, let's go get Al Horford. It's like, come on, guys. Yeah, I loved him with the Celtics. I think he fit in perfectly there. I don't know what OKC was thinking with this one, though. This completely goes against their whole collect all the draft picks and get good for the future. Or maybe it does. I mean, I don't know. They're
little veteran presence in the young locker room.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what Al Horford does for you as Oklahoma City right now, that you need to be paying him like $30-something million a year.
Maybe they're preparing for Nerlens Noel to hit the road.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah. Oh, man, what a disappointment Nerlens Noel has been in his career, eh? Another 76ers guy who flamed out as part of the process. Yeah, right. Yeah, he's on one of those process gravestones right beside Michael Kidd Gilchrist and Jahlil Okafor.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And that was just
Michael Carter Williams,
Markelle
Fultz.
Yeah,
so many
Markelle
people, man.
Fultz. Yeah, that was a great lineup of draft picks. Way to go, guys. And then finally, the Bucks getting Drew Holiday and just Drew Holiday and giving up Eric Bledsoe, George Hill, and 3 first-round picks. I think this comes back to our Lakers discussion where who the heck cares about those 3 first-round picks if you're competing for titles every year? New Orleans, I kind of get it. I mean, Drew Holiday's obviously not happy there, and he hasn't been for a while. And you get a nice little haul. I like Bledsoe. I think he probably starts over Lonzo Ball this year. Lonzo probably comes off the bench, which I like. I think he could be a really good 6-man. Lonzo can. Eric Bledsoe I really like as a point guard. He's getting up there in years, but just as a distributor, I really like him. George Hill is a million years old and will probably get cut or traded. And then 3 first-round picks, like we said, mean nothing. What do you guys think of this pick? Drew Holiday on the wrong side of 30 now. But I love him as a capable player beside Giannis. What do you guys think?
I think that New Orleans fleeced the Bucks. Like that's my opinion.
Really?
Because yeah, like you get Bledsoe, who I think is the veteran that New Orleans maybe needs. I don't know. And then they get like 3 firsts, which is, I mean, decent for a team that's still kind of rebuilding. For a guy that didn't even want to be there. And I think for the Bucks, it was kind of just a desperation move to keep Giannis. And if they don't keep Giannis, then they need to rebuild for the future. And you just traded away 3 first-round picks.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if Giannis isn't there, and do you guys remember when these picks come up? I think they're like 2022, 23, and 24, something like that. And yeah, you're right. Giannis could be gone by then. And those picks could be worth a heck of a lot more. I don't know if there's any protection on them. There's all that NBA, like I saw this year, the Celtics picked with their 7th overall pick was a pick they got in 2015 from Memphis as part of a Jeff Green trade. So like all these protections and stuff, you never really know where the pick's gonna end up and when you're gonna get it. But yeah, it's a great point to make. Giannis could not be there. There we go. Anything else? Any other notable deals you guys wanted to bring up?
Bogdanovich.
The Bogdanovich trade
turned down whatever it was going on. So
that ended up going through, though, didn't it?
No, I don't think so.
I think it did.
Oh, did it?
Real quick Google.
Yeah.
Bogdanovich. Mark, anything else? Any other deals you liked?
Yeah, big fan of the Drew Holiday thing. I know lots of NBA players just they respect him a lot, saying he's like one of the best 2-way guards in the league. So it's a good pickup for the Bucks.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's again like the Lakers, adding a quality starter for a title contender is kind of priceless. And I was wrong. Ryan, you were right. Bogdanovich, or whatever his name is, refused a deal. Apparently the trade, he was going to go from the Bucks to the Kings, and apparently no one told him that he was going to be going to the Bucks and the Kings, and he didn't give permission for the trade, so he's about to become a restricted free agent. Quality player. That's going to have to do it. We're kind of out of time as far as this segment goes. Maybe we'll do some more free agency stuff next week when that really starts to kick off. But here we go. We gotta cook through our next couple topics here, guys. Real quick, we're moving on to football. That's all of our basketball stuff. Thank you guys for that great insight you provided there. Hopefully that was good to the folks. We're moving on. Some of the auxiliary stuff surrounding sports. We're talking about the LA Rams today because they are challenging the NFL on their uniform policies. As of right now, the NFL only allows you to wear 1 helmet per season. And you can only change your uniforms every 4 to 5 years, something like that. But the LA Rams, who just changed their uniforms last year, want to add new special edition uniforms for every year, including new helmets. And we're going to kind of relate this to what the NBA has done with their city edition uniforms and focus it around that, whether you guys like this idea or you want to just stick with the classic uniforms. I personally love what they've done with the NBA City Edition uniforms. You still get the classic jerseys most nights, so you still get a chance. Yeah, I think you guys are both wearing City Edition uniforms, right?
Yeah, I know this is the Celtics.
That's the Celtics one, and I think the Raptors have something else for this year, not the throwback jersey again. But I love it. NBA obviously has a little more, they got 82 games. So you get more opportunities to use one-off jerseys. But I think the one-off jersey thing is really cool. We're going to talk about the NHL reverse retro stuff, too, coming up in a minute. I think it just creates buzz. It creates excitement. You sell jerseys. I don't see the downside. What do you guys think?
I don't think... Oh, yeah, you go.
Mark, go for it.
I think for, a fashion from a fashion point of view, because I know, lots of people are rocking NBA jerseys or not really they're not really rocking football helmets or football jerseys as much out in public.
To Texas if you want to see people rocking football jerseys in public.
Yeah, so that's where it's a little different.
Yeah.
But Yeah, I like it. I think from like a fan's perspective, it's always cool to see new jerseys coming out, especially if you're sponsored by like Nike or Adidas.
Yeah.
Just come up with cool ideas.
Yeah, and I mean the NFL tried this a couple years ago with their color rush uniforms, which was kind of
I like some of them.
Yeah, some of them were nice, but they did it only like halfway. You know what I mean? Most of the teams just had colored pants to go with their regular uniforms.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think when you really go all out, I mean, the Celtics jersey you've got on is not wildly different from their regular stuff, but I think it's interesting enough, and it's different enough. And if you're a crappy team, it gives you something to be excited about every year. If you're Detroit, you can go, hey, check out our City Edition uniforms. Isn't that cool? Yeah. And I just love it. I don't know what this segment is. It doesn't have too much disagreement in it. Maybe it's just kind of advocacy for the NFL to do this. Ryan, what do you think?
I mean, as a jersey collector myself, like I don't see why you don't go with it. Like you don't change, like have a different jersey every year. Just looking at the color rush jerseys, like these are fire.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I don't like you can do it without changing the helmet. So I don't see why. I mean, maybe it doesn't match like a little, but you can still do it even with the rule. So
sure, yeah, and just for people who don't know, the helmet rule is in place as part of the concussion protocol stuff they implemented a bunch of years ago. It used to be, and if you go look at footage from 2010 or before that, teams could wear any different helmets they want, and you got some really cool stuff out of those times. They had the AFL throwbacks when the New England Patriots wore those red jerseys for a while with the white helmets.
Those were fire.
Those are great. The Eagles have their old Kelly Green uniforms, which I love.
Yeah.
I mean, there's all sorts of different things you could go and different things you could do with this. So there you go. Sorry, guys, we got to cook on to our next topic already. But it's kind of the same thing. The NHL retro retro rewind, something like that. The retro jerseys that the NHL introduced this year. I think this is a fascinating way to do the alternate jersey. Ryan, you're an NHL guy. I should give you the mic. Tell us about the reverse retros.
Yeah, I think it's another way to get excited as a fan. I think it's a way to bring back a piece of history. And I mean, hey, like they're nice to see. So I love it as an NHL fan.
Yeah, and I really like the twist using the old stuff and incorporating something new. You know what? Let's just skip on to our draft. Why not? We'll talk about them that way. Our draft of the week this week is the best and worst reverse retro uniforms. It's kind of two drafts in one. We're going to go pick two best ones each and then two worst ones each. I've got the first pick, and then it's Ryan, and then it's Mark. Tell us what jersey you picked, and then tell us what you liked or hated about it. Let's not waste any more time. You guys ready for this draft?
Yep.
Did some preparing this week? All right. I've got the first overall pick, and I got to go with the LA Kings jersey. They're using their old throwback colors / the Lakers colors, that purple and yellow. That's my favorite logo of theirs, the old kind of classy looking crown. And the colors are beautiful, and they look so good. I kind of hate the LA Kings colors, black and gray. It's like, come on, guys, those aren't even colors. So yeah, I got to go with them as my first pick. Just classy and cool, and it's a jersey I would wear for sure.
Definitely, I would.
Yeah. I guess not too much analysis on these picks this week. So second pick, Ryan, you're up. What was your favorite?
My favorite is definitely the Washington Capitals jersey.
Really?
Yeah, this is a jersey that the Washington Capitals wore when Ovi scored the goal on his back. Yeah. Back then it was
in black, right?
No, it was a white jersey.
Oh,
now
but they were like
red.
navy blue and.
Yeah, and then it was the navy blue one. Yeah, so they brought out the red. Yeah, the Screaming Eagle logo is my favorite. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, the jersey so nice for me.
I like it better than their other logo, but I gotta tell you, this might make one of my picks as one of my worst ones.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't like it. The text at the bottom, yeah, sorry, not my favorite. I like it. I love the colors. I didn't like those old navy blue ones. I really like these colors, and I do like the Screaming Eagle logo too. Just not my favorite from a compositional standpoint. If we can go that far into it, Mark, your very first pick and your favorite reverse.
I like the Arizona one.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I love this one.
I think that one's fire. I don't know, like the historical background on it. Are these the old colors of the team?
Yeah, you got that purple, and that purple is so nice.
Yeah.
And the orange. Yeah. It's just
little desert
so
stuff
classic.
at the bottom.
Yeah, you got the desert scene at the bottom with the cactus. It gives me shades of the '90s champion NBA jerseys. You know, the Utah Jazz had the mountain, and
those are sick.
Those are all time. So that gave me nice memories of those jerseys, and I love it. That logo they've got, it's the head of the fox or the coyote. The coyotes. The coyotes with the stick. Yeah, I think they nailed this one.
Oh yeah, this one's dope.
Another one I would happily wear around. Heck, I might become a hockey fan just so I can rock that Phoenix jersey. All right, my second pick, I'm going to go with Calgary. I saw a lot of hate for this one. People don't like that horse logo, but I love it. The All Blacks is snorting fire out of its nose. I love this one.
Yeah, it's a really nice jersey, man.
The colors, yeah. I'm a big fan of the Flaming Sea logo, but the horse is a really cool alternate logo.
Yeah, I think if they were going to go any other direction, like they've already done it. Mm-hmm. So I think going back to the black with the horse logo, I think they nailed it.
All right, Ryan, pick number 2. What do you got?
All right, just because I love them so much, I'm going to go with the Colorado Avalanche jersey.
Ooh, the old Nordiques throwback.
Yeah, it's like a combination of the Quebec Nordiques and the Colorado Avalanche.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they did a really good job. I wouldn't say it's not my favorite, but they definitely did.
It's one you love. Yeah, I get it. I would have preferred, I don't know about you, I would have preferred if they had just gone full Nordiques. Yeah, like that old jersey you're holding up there if you're watching us on YouTube. I would have loved if they'd just gone full Nordiques instead of trying to incorporate the Avalanche colors.
Yeah.
It just doesn't look super right. But I do love the design of the jerseys. Great pick there. Mark, wrapping us up for the best retro reverse unis.
My second favorite might be the Ducks one.
Whoa!
Looks very childish.
I had the worst one.
That was, yeah, that's on my list.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like it. It looks cool. What do I like? I don't know. It reminds me of like the old Mighty Ducks movies. I know like their old logo had like that duck on the hat. I know I had a hat, like a Ducks hat as a kid.
Yeah.
It just looks cool. I don't know. It's cute.
It's a great logo. I don't know. I think it's gonna make a return appearance in just a couple minutes. So maybe we'll save the hate for them.
Okay.
Interesting pick there, Mark. And with my first pick, we're moving into the worst ones now. Just so everyone knows.
Can't do it right after I picked it as my favorite.
No, it would have been except for one. The greatest piece of garbage to come out of this is the Vancouver Canucks jersey. This sucks. Yes. It sucks. I'm from Vancouver. I'm a Canucks fan by proxy and nothing else. And they said this is the old logo, but it's the same logo they use today. And I don't get it. It sucks. It's gross. It reminds me of the Dallas Mavericks jerseys from last year, the blue and green gradient. It's not cool. It doesn't look good. Sports teams, stop putting gradients on your jerseys. Atlanta Falcons, it's ugly. Stop. And it just made me so upset because it's so significantly worse than everything else.
Yeah, they could have gone a million different ways in their jersey. Like Vancouver has some nice throwbacks. Like
the old black and orange from the 70s. Yeah, like
black and orange.
The reds, like the burgundy reds, are so nice.
And then they released this garbage.
And this, which looks like the junior team sponsored by the Canucks. I hate it.
Like there's some jerseys I don't like.
Yeah,
but like
this one
that's
I actively
the only
hate.
one I can't stand.
Yeah, this one is butt ugly. So way to go, Canucks. Everything else is terrible, so the jerseys might as well be too. I'm too angry. Ryan, give us your second pick or your first pick. Worst.
My first pick of the worst jersey is definitely Detroit.
Yeah.
I think that's another team that could have gone a million different ways, and they were like, "Oh, okay, we can just put gray stripes on it, and it'll be fine." It literally looks like a practice jersey. I think as a player, I've had better practice jerseys than this.
For sure. Yeah. It's just like, come on, hello. Like, did someone forget to draw on the piece of paper? Like, someone said, "All right, here's the template for making a jersey," and then they just handed it in blank.
It's like the Islanders jersey. Like, it's not a bad jersey, but they just didn't do anything different. Like, it literally looks like they're.
It's just such a wasted opportunity. Yeah, I agree. All right, Mark.
I'm gonna go with the New Jersey Devils. I don't like the green.
Really? I didn't like this one at first either, but the more I look at it, I kind of love it. I kind of love this one.
Like, playing NHL as a kid, like, I just never liked the green and red. I thought it was weird.
Yeah, it is very Christmassy, and but I don't know. I kind of love it. I kind of hate it also. I totally get where you're coming from. But I kind of like it. I don't know.
Yo, this is the first time I'm seeing the NJ in the logo.
Very
when I'm looking at it. I'm just noticing it.
I can remember being like 8 years old and going, "Oh my god, it's an N and a J."
I'm just looking at it right now.
Oh, jeez, Mark. My webcam died, so nobody can see me. But that's all right. Nobody cares anyway. We're on to round 2 of the worst reverse retro jerseys. I'm with the first pick, and yeah, Mark, it's happening. Anaheim Ducks. Besides the Canucks one, this was my second least favorite of the jerseys. For all the reasons you said you loved it, actually, because I think there's so much you can do with this old Ducks logo. It's such a cool,
they had a dope look.
Such a cool old logo, and they put a weird like line drawing of like the duck jumping out of water, and you can't even see it from more than like 3 feet away. Not a fan at all.
No, you don't like the sea? It's like a little cartoony sea.
No. It doesn't do it for me.
Fair.
Yeah.
I just wanted some controversy. It was getting a little
Sure,
boring.
yeah.
We were agreeing with everything.
That's all right. I'll take a little controversy on our show. All right, Ryan, what do you got?
Yeah, the last one. I think Edmonton really missed on their jersey. Yeah, I mean, just because how like historic Edmonton is, and like the players they have, like I thought maybe they'd be like, oh, let's try like to get some of the old and some of the new. Like maybe they could have done like Edmonton going like down like that, or something. But yeah, they just like it's just like a white jersey, and they just like reverse the colors. So I don't know. It could have been a lot better.
A little boring. I don't hate it though.
No,
you know,
like
it is what it is. Yeah, I agree. All right, Mark, wrap us up. What do you got?
The last one, man. I don't know. I guess the Dallas one's pretty boring.
Yeah, I would agree. That was on my list. Yeah,
it's kind of like the Detroit one.
Yeah, they have those cool neon jerseys they put out last year.
That, they look like stormtroopers.
And now they're just kind of this all white mess of nothing. Yeah, I agree with you. Not a fan. But still, even though we picked 6 crappy ones, I'd say the majority of them I love. And most of all, I really like the idea by the NHL. A league that has lacked in its marketing, I found, for a long, long time. This is a big marketing win for them. I saw it everywhere. So great job by the NHL getting this out there. Really stoked by them. And that's the end of our show. We ran overtime, so I'm going to have to cut a bunch of stuff out for the audio version. But if you're watching on YouTube, you should have got the whole show. And now's a good time to remind you.
LaMelo stuff.
Yeah, I'll cut out my 10-minute LaMelo speech, and that'll keep us under time. This is a good time to say, if you haven't checked us out on YouTube, youtube.com/Marauder Morning. Go check it out there. We've got videos of the whole episode where you can see our faces. We've got highlights from the episodes, highlights of the draft of the week. Check us out on our website, cfmu.ca. Search us up there. We are called Marauder Morning. You can check out podcasted episodes of the show. And check us out on Twitter at 933CFMU. I found out this week that we have a hashtag. Hashtag CFMU_Marauder Morning. It's not so catchy. I didn't come up with it. It's one that's auto-generated by our website for our show. So you can use the hashtag CFMU_Marauder Morning. And if anyone tweets at that, I will definitely check it. So if you'd like to comment on the show, leave a comment on the YouTube. Hit us up on Twitter. All that good stuff. We're on your FM dial, 93.3 in the Hamilton area. And that'll just about do it for us. Guys, parting words.
A lot of fun. Thank you.
Yeah,
I
right
love talking about jerseys and drafts and all that stuff.
We'll have more jersey talk coming up in the future because I think we all love it.
I'm going to buy that Ducks one and wear it next week.
I might be buying that Phoenix one and wearing it next week. So you never know. But there we go. Thank you, everybody, for watching or listening. And we will definitely see you for next week if you'll join us then.
Well, stay safe.
Sick.
Right on. That's our episode for the week.